The last part here is URL styling. Why is URL styling important to begin with? URLs leading to API endpoints should be expressive. They should be expressive to allow us as a user to know what will happen when we access this route. Sure, we can read documentation, but it's a good thing to infer this from the route itself or from the URL itself. Additionally, a good URL styling will make our service updatable. As a user, we will be able to see which version we are using, and as the creator of the service, we can easily roll out new versions without breaking the old ones. We don't have to come up with creative new route URLs, which might be kind of wrong. We can simply prepend a certain version number and users are free to choose. With this, we are able to roll out new features which might change certain routes or the data certain API endpoints require without breaking all the applications using the older version of our service. Finally, a good URL styling provides an intuitive navigation. We should be able to infer from the URL we just sent a request to which other requests we might be able to send or which other URLs we have to use for other requests. For example, if we just got back data about a meeting, it would be great if we could already have an idea how we would create a new meeting and which URL would be needed for this. Here's a comparison with 3 example routes. And imagine you would be able to send GET, POST, and all the other HTTP requests to these routes. The first version here, API/meeting/get/5, is very expressive, of course. We got a pretty clear idea that if we send a GET request to this route, we probably get back information about the meeting with the ID 5. However, it is not updatable because there is no version number in this route, and this will probably be a problem. If we, as the creator of the service, want to update our application, we would need to add something to this route, which will probably make it less expressive. Is it navigatable? Not really, because what happens if we strip out the GET and just have meeting/5? Does this still work? If we want to create a new meeting, do we have to call API meeting post or API meeting create or just API meeting? It's not really clear, and therefore this can be improved. The second example is also expressive. I think we can still agree on that. If we send a GET request to this route, we would expect to get back information about the meeting with the ID 5. Is it updatable? Not really, we still have no version number here. However, navigation-wise, it was improved. I think it's easy to imagine that we can also send a POST request to API/meeting and create a new meeting with the appropriate data attached to that request. So this is certainly a step in the right direction. To get to the last option here, this is of course the winner. Here we got still an expressive route, as it is pretty much the same URL as the second example, but it is improved by having a version number. And this allows us to update this route. We can easily create a new service or a new API endpoint and just use v2 in the middle here, and our users would be able to make the switch or use the old service if they prefer to do this. So that is definitely a great thing.